Welcome to Chem 112 for the second 6 weeks of summer. I'm Dr. Catherine Burton and I'm the lecture instructor. Dr. Sammy is your lab instructor, but you can also ask me any questions you like on lab. I've gone through all of them as well, but he's going to be doing most of it and he's going to be doing the grading. This is just to help you navigate the course. There are some required and some optional materials. The text is free and it's online. It's OpenStax second edition, but pretty much any Gen Chem text will do. So if you'd like a hard copy of a text, you can just go ahead and buy that. Just make sure you're following the same chapter content. So it may not have the same number. They tend to have the same titles and are fairly easy to follow. Some required material. You need to purchase the online homework, as both your homework and your exams are going to be using sapling. So sapling, if you buy it from the bookstore, it's $54. If you get it from the publisher, it is $38. The instructions for purchase are here. Just go to the bookstore website of the Alexandria campus or the Nova campus, and there's a option that says Alexandria and Nova Online, and just purchase sapling from there. And I'll show you how to get into it after that. You also have to purchase Pivot Interactives, and that is a lab. It's online. If you go again to the Barnes & Noble bookstore, Nova Online and Alexandria campus, that option is there. Purchase it for Chem 112, so it's going to be which campus, which discipline, so chemistry, which section, Chem 112, and then pick either E85 or E86A. You'll be dumped in the same course. It is $14.50. You have to purchase it through the bookstore. Once you do that, it says it's going to mail it to you, but in fact, they will email you a code that you can go and sign up for Pivot. Once you get to the code, you will go to the Pivot site. So you're going to get two different codes, one from the bookstore, and when they send you that, you're just going to go to Pivot Interactives, and Pivot Interactives is right here, and just type in or Google Pivot Interactives. And when you go down, there will be a course that is the Summer Chem 112. It's going to be me, Dr. Burton, and Dr. Sammy, and these are the labs you're going to be doing. And you will just type in a code, and it will allow you to access. Access this site. This is mandatory. So once you go and you access that, you'll press in or type in this class code right here, and then you're going to be able to do the labs online. To communicate with me, first of all, introduce yourselves on the discussion board. Please include a photo. It really just helps so I can put a face to a name. I'll put one for myself in there in a few days. If you want to communicate with me, please, please, please sign up for Remind. Remind is a texting app, and it allows you to send me really quick pictures of what you're working on, and I can get back to you very quickly. So once you sign up, so remind.com, once you have signed up for Remind, I will show you what that looks like. This will be a private, so when you send me a text message in Remind, it is private to me. It does not go out to the entire class. I will send out messages to the entire class here. And then your names will be here. What you can do when you get here is you can upload a photo of what you're working on, and that allows me very easily to write on it and take a picture of what I've answered and send it quickly and easily back to you. So, advice. Sign up for Remind. It's going to be how I mostly communicate with you about difficulties that you are having in the course. All right, so back to the course. So sign up for Remind. I'm going to have regular office hours starting on Tuesday the 30th. I'm going to take a bit of today off. It's been a long weekend grading. The other thing you're going to need to do is you're going to have to submit assignments as PDFs, and I will put instructions on here as well. To do that, you're going to need to download an app that will allow you to scan a document and upload it. You can use your iPhone, you can actually use Adobe, and you can use something like Genius Scan or Cam Scanner. Genius Scan is probably the easiest to use, and you can simply take a photo of what you're working on. And once you've got a photo, you can add additional photos and get your whole or entire document submitted online. This will save you from having to type things in because you're going to have to draw Lewis structures and do all sorts of stuff. So I will post that on here as well, but make sure you have an app that will allow you to scan your documents in. All right, there's a little bit of Nova Online. Welcome to the courses here, and then how this course is set up. This course is set up in modules. So you can go over here to assignments and just look at what is due, but actually how to learn it is not there. So in this case, select content for exam one. Every module is set up for exams. And what you're going to do is here, if you've forgotten your Lewis structure, start out by quickly reviewing those. First chapter we're doing is chapter 10. You go to chapter 10. My advice is print out the study guide. Study guide here is simply going to look like um, what you need to do in the chapter. They're a great way to get going. And what it says is, okay, here's the major purpose of the chapter. Here are things you need to know. Remember your Lewis structures, draw a few just in case you've forgotten, and then go through and learn the specific topics, take some notes, do some problems on this, and then continue and go through from there. So that's just getting through and helping you to learn the material. How you choose to learn the material is completely up to you. You can view the PowerPoints, which are here, or you can go to the text and watch the lecture video. So, for example, if you're going to go through this, and by the way, there are multiple things here. Every section that you need to know is listed here. The assignments for every chapter are listed here under assignments, and then there's extra course materials. Let's do it one at a time. If you go through and look at this, this is the text and the lecture video. So if you click on chapter 10, section 1, it is going to open up chapter 10, section 1. It's going to tell you what you need to know. It's going to give you a link to the textbook, so you don't even have to open it up yourself. It's right there. And then it's going to give you videos, and the videos will be, this one here says intermolecular forces. It's a long video. It's probably Khan Academy. These two here are my lecture videos, particularly here's on IMF. This is on intermolecular forces and boiling points. And so the videos are there. It's going to do a little bit of a summary, and then you're going to go back and you're going to go to the next page or the next section. So those are how the material is presented. So again, link to the text, lecture videos. Every chapter has extra course assignments or extra course materials, and in that is the key to the study guide, and it's just the answers to the major problems, the key to the extra credit. I'll show you that in a second, and then my personal notes on the chapter if you want to sort of cut to the chase on some of the material. Now, assignments. This is the stuff you actually have to do and turn in. And every assignment that you need to turn in is going to be in here. So you're going to start out by saplings. Remember I said you had to buy sapling. Once you have purchased, or once you realize you need to purchase sapling, the easiest thing to do, if you haven't purchased it through the bookstore and you want to buy it through the publisher, is simply to click on this assignment where it says get to know sapling. If you click on this, it will take you, it says loaded in a new window. It has to be, it's an external site, and it will take you off to the sapling learning site. When you get to the sapling learning site, this is my site. Obviously it's going to look totally different than yours. This is where you will pay for, sign up for sapling, and just do it through here, so you'll go straight into my class. Piece of cake. All right, so back to assignments for this chapter. So what do you have to do for this chapter? You have to do for this module, or for chapter 10, you're going to have to complete the Get to Know the Sapling. It's extra credit. There's a math review that is extra credit also on sapling. And then the chapter 10, for every chapter, there will be a practice assignment on sapling. And this is going to be, you have as many chances to do it as you need, no points off. So this is practice until you get it. When you get down to the quiz, you will lose points as you start getting questions wrong. And at some point, you will not be able to complete the quiz anymore, and it will stop you. Extra credit. Extra credit is 5 points per chapter. So that's going to allow you to pull up your grade if that's what you choose to do. Lab assignment. Lab assignment. Your lab assignments are here for the beginning. And what you're going to need to do for this one is a lab safety. There's a math review. This is pencil and paper. There is a lab assignment on graphing. So you learn how to do this. You're going to graph with either Excel or Google Sheets. If you're not too sure how to do those, there are videos for graphing with those here embedded. So those are your assignments. So my advice would be to go to your module for a given exam. So here again, chapter 10 course module. Once you look at this, chapter 10 course module, go to chapter 11 course module. Then you're going to get to where I've labeled here studying for the exam. Studying for the exam, I've got a couple of things. One is what to know. So when you get to the ready to study for it, and in fact, you may want to print this out ahead of time. What to know for the exam has all the major topics that you need to know, as well as all the vocab that you could be tested on. And it's just walks you through all the major concepts involved. Personally, I'd print that out at the beginning. Um, So back to know what we know for the exam. There will be a sample exam and there will be a key for the sample exam, and this is the equation sheet that you will be using. So that is preparing for the exam. So once you have done the course material, you've studied for the exam, you are going to take and actually take the exams. Exam 1 in Canvas, these guys are timed. They are set up so you cannot backtrack on the question. So once you've started, don't stop and look at all the questions and figure out where you need or what you're better at and what you need to conserve your time on. This really is do one question at a time. The exams in Canvas, there are 5 questions. You have an hour to do them. Exam here, it says exam 1, chapters 10 and 11. This is in Sapling. You have an hour and 15 minutes to do it. And again, there's no backtracking. It won't give you the answers. So these are sort of pseudo blind. And by the way, the rules on the exams are that these are open book, open note exams. If you Google a question on exams, and trust me, it is very obvious when you Google, you will get a 0 for the question. And if you do it twice, you will get a 0 for the course. So with that in mind, take your exams. Once you have done those, go on to the content for exam 2. So that's what you need to do. Make sure you do your lab assignments. If you want to keep track of what you have completed, every assignment that you've listed is over here in the tabs and assignment, and it is in here, and it's in sections of what you need to do. So it's going to be the labs, due dates are there, extra credit, due dates are there, all the sapling is there, and the exams are there. The final, if you need to pull up your grade, your optional final will replace your lowest exam grade, and that exam is going to be a combination of the sapling and the Canvas portion. And so the last thing we need to talk about are the pivots. Pivot Interactive is your lab course. When you take and you get to the point of putting your code in and starting Pivot Interactives, you're going to just click on the assignment. The first one is surface tension, and you will go in as you and you will take a look at it. I will show you what that might look like. So I'm just going to go to the assignment. I don't see it the way you do, of course. That would make life way too easy. So if I go into the first lab, which is surface tension, which is this one, they are all going to look something like this. And what they're going to do is tell you what you need to know. And so you're going to do a video. If the lab is complicated, this one is not, there will be an embedded video that I have done to walk you through it. But mostly you're going to take a look and give you an idea of how Pivot Interactives works. We're going to start there. It's going to give you a video of the assignment, of what it's actually doing, and here it's surface tension as a function of what the compound is. You're going to answer your questions, and then when you're finished answering your questions, you're going to submit the lab. The due dates are in Canvas, and at that point, I think that's enough. Good luck. Talk to me on Remind. Hang in there.